Hello and welcome back to the Youth Destiny Nucleus podcast. It's been a while. It's been a minute, and we're back again. Today we will be trashing out the topic wealth creation and student survival mechanisms. Wealth creation and student survival mechanisms. I remain your host, Joshua, and I'm not alone in the studio today, of course. We have a distinguished guest on our podcast, and he's one that is a familiar face around the Youth Destiny Nucleus podcast now. This is the third time we're having him on the podcast. You know what they say, excellence is contagious, and from the very first time we hosted him on this podcast, I knew that definitely would not be the last time he will be on here with us. And he's back again. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, listeners, please give it up for Suleiman Fuhad from Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto State, fifth year medical student. Last time he was here, he spoke on we trashed the topic, the excellent student mentality. And prior to that, the first ever episode he featured on was on the journey of a medic, where he shared his deep insights on his journey as a medical student, offering tips and tricks and insights on how to navigate through the ups and downs of medical school. And it was really, really exciting. And now we are back again. Now, our topic is a really, really interesting one: wealth creation and student survival mechanisms. Why? Because we will absolutely be deceiving ourselves if we fail to admit that money is important. Finances is absolutely crucial to our survival as students on campus. Without money, for the Christians, the Bible actually goes as far as to say, money answereth all things. And in one of our previous episodes, in one of our previous podcasts, we actually established that uh, life's challenges and our needs and our wants are the questions, and the answer to those questions is money. So we would want to learn about money and alternative methods and ways uh, to make money and bolster our finances as students, so we can have a more fulfilling experience, because the goal is for us to achieve all-round excellence. You can't achieve that when you are broke and your account balance is reading 0.125, or should we put it in standard form, 1.25 times 10 raised to power minus 2. That won't speak well for you as a student. And so Suleiman Fuhad is here to shed light on this topic and to share his perspective on wealth creation and student survival mechanisms. In order not for me to waste too much time, I would like to step aside for him to reintroduce himself. The last time you were here on the podcast, you were a fifth year medical student. Was it fourth year or fifth? I guess fifth. Are you still a fifth year medical student? Let's start with that, and then please do us the honor of introducing yourself afresh for those who are joining us on the podcast for the very first time.
Hello, good day, sir. Good day, Mr. Josh. Thank you very much for hosting me again and for all the title and this position that you're putting me, which I'm not there yet. We're just moving towards achieving all our goals. And I really appreciate your initiative towards this program. I remain my humble self, Suleiman Forhad Olamilikon, 500 level medical student, MBBS, Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. The last time I was there, I think I was in either 300 level or 400 level. I can't really remember, but I think it's one of those. Not fifth year, definitely not fifth year, because this is just my third or fourth month in 500 level. Looking towards leaving the med school next year by the special grace of the Almighty. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. So let's dive into the topic for the day.
Wow. It's a great pleasure to have you uh, on our podcast once again. So our time is already fast spent. Of course, we do not want to keep you for too long on this podcast. I'm sure you have quite a lot of other things on your schedule you'd want to meet up with, and so we want to make sure we stick very strictly to our time, to our schedule. And so that brings us to the first question of our podcast. So the question is, what are some practical ways you think students can create multiple streams of income while balancing their academic responsibilities? What are some critical ways, aspects you think students can leverage on to create multiple streams of income while balancing their academic responsibilities? Do we start from multiple, or let's just begin by saying what are some ways, some practical ways you think students can create income while balancing their academic responsibilities?
That's a very nice question, but the question is a very big one at the same time because, in my opinion, I think medical students are seen as people, previously, traditionally or initially, as people that are so focused on studies and then the passion to save life, not really the money part, the finance, because the money will always come if you get. But I think that's what people want us to do, our senior doctors, our parents, and everything. But then the Nigeria that we live in now, we just have to survive. Like surviving is even difficult on its own, so we have to learn to survive. So that being said, I'll say that the things to leverage on, the source, the means to make money while in school is dependent on individual. Why do I say that? It's dependent on individual because we differ. Like on my last episode here, like I used to say something that know thyself. You need to know yourself. We are different. We are different. Like I'll use my class as an example. Coming up from 100 level down to 400 level, partner farm class. People were some of us, or let me say most of us, were so focused on being a distinction student and these and other things does not really matter to us. However, right now, that's sorry to use that pigeon word, life is showing us shaggy one way or the other, and the country is not really palatable at the moment. So we're trying our best to see if we can just make some money and survive, something to fall back on. Because no matter what, some of us, this is not to everybody. Some people have a very good um home pillar at home to fall back to, that anytime they can always fall back to it. Why some of us don't really have something more to fall back. The my advice is, if you are that person that have someone to always fall back at home, you can do something, but don't, like, you can look for means to make money, but don't like neglect too much of the studies to focus on making money. You get that part, because at the end of the day, the primary assignment in school is to be a doctor, but we still have to survive while trying to be a doctor. You get. So for us, 500 level, I'm using my class as an example. Now we are so drive towards crypto, because if you look at the world now, technology is, it's advancing, and everything about the world is just revolving around the technology. I think 400 level, initially I was going to get like distinctions, and but at the point I was like, come on man, what's the use of this distinction without money? You get. I had to survive. I had to survive. So I dived into more of airdrop stuff at 400 level. At 500 level, I now started, okay, what's the way forward? I need to look for other things to leverage and, things that can help me. Because even in Nigeria, let's be realistic, for people that their family are not really very stable, even after med school, the salary is not enough to take care of you. Or you have to do multiple job and everything, go higher and higher. Although the salary keep getting better, but the country right now, even the SRs, they are complaining. The consultant, I don't know, but at least the senior registrars that I know, they complaining. So we have to look for something to leverage on. So I would say my number one means of leverage is technology, the tech world. It's so time draining. However, uh we are medical students, we always persevere. Whenever we do what we want to do, when we set our mind towards it, we always want to achieve it. So I think we should look into that part of the world, technology. Tech is big, big. It's so wide. It's so wide. There's forex, crypto. So just go into that and then get the ones that won't really take much of your time, and then try to strike a balance between the tech, the hustling, and the hustling and the studies. Because like I said, your primary assignment still remains your academics. Nobody wants, if you become a quack doctor, and then you have no excuse to give to anybody. Most time you're going to pass med school, but what about, sorry, you're going to pass med school, but what about that time, what about that time that you have to, be alone with a patient in one Dundaj village, one village that is just you, and then you and the patient, and then you lose the patient, you can't forgive yourself. I'm sorry, this has already taken a lot of time. Let's dive into, there is no much time on your hand and my hand too.
Wow, wow, that was absolutely brilliant. Thank you, sir, for that wonderful insight. I'm sure our are already excited as to the prospects of our conversation today. So we don't waste too much time. Let's forge ahead and go to the next question of the day. Now, how do you think students can prioritize their needs over their wants? Of course, needs and wants. First of all, let's begin by, can you tell us the difference between needs and wants as it applies to our lives as students? What's the difference between needs? What's the difference between a need and then a want? And how do you think students can prioritize their needs over their wants? And how can they create a budget that supports their long-term financial goals, as opposed to just throwing caution to the wind and living anyhow and expecting um, to put their finances together? What do you think?
Um, Thank you very much. That was a nice question. Needs and wants and prioritization. I'll say need. By definition, it's they are those stuff that you actually need. Okay, tautology. That those stuff that you must have to survive your day to day, like your everyday on a short term. They are essential on a short term, your day to day. For example, you must wake up to eat, you must read your book, your eat, your exercise, which is actually very nice, the routine that you have, okay, daily, you have to do this, you have to do that daily. But your wants, these are like long term achievable goals, long term goals. I want to become a cardiologist, I want to become a cardiothoracic, I want to become a biologist, I want to become a researcher. Those are long term. So to me, I will say that every individual must prioritize the need over the wants. Why is that? There is this popular saying that goes by saying a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And everybody has goal in this life. Everybody, everybody. Even if you have that 5 years old, they you want to be this, want to be that. And if you look at the whole goal, it's success. Our definition of success differs, but at the end of the day, one key factor in that success is money. Definition of success: if you can't provide for your family, what's now the success? Definition of success: if you can't provide for your family, what's now the success? So you need to create a budget. Or let's say we, because we are all in the same thing, we are all trying to make a plan together. A budget for yourself. Okay, my expenses. This is what I get monthly as an allowance, or from the business I do, or from the crypto I do, or from the little business, the little chops I do. Because I don't even like the fact that some students feels like they can't handle things. However, some cannot. But I think we can all do whatever we want to set our mind to. So if you're that person that you feel like you need money, I have a lot of entrepreneurs in my school that we are all medical students. In fact, this point of in life, medical students do things. Medical students do things. Some sell clothes, some sell textbooks, just to get little funds to meet their daily demand, their needs per day. So on the long time, they can now, set something that we help them to achieve that wants that they want in the future. Maybe it's jackpot wants that they want, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Do you understand? But daily, wake up, you want this. Okay, this is the amount you spend per day. Okay, this is this. Okay, hygiene. Okay, this is what I have to do. Just list out your needs. These are things I need to do. Okay, I have 24 hours. Okay, after this. Okay, after this. Is that's like, to me, that's what we should do. Then for the wants, I'm this kind of person. I believe in planning a lot. I know that a man proposes, God disposes. On the long term run, God controls everything, even from the beginning to the long term. God controls everything. But however, I like planning. But Almighty God is the best planner. But I like planning. So even my wants, I plan it from now. Okay, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, I want to be here. I want to be doing this. I want to be doing this. I have a book for it. Analyze your plan. Check it on daily basis. Even though you know the difference between what you need now and what you want later. Okay, fine. This is my wants. This one I must get them today. You have to eat now. Nutrition is very important. Those are your daily needs. However, is not you're not going to just be focused. Don't have that shattered plan in your head of like this, like this. Like, no, write it down. Bring a paper and a book, a paper, a pen. Tabulate your plan out. Okay, what is okay? 5 years. Okay, I want to do this. Okay, I would love to be a doctor and I would love to invest in real estate. I would like to do this. I would like to do that. Analyze it. Keep analyzing. Keep editing and analyzing. God is going to perfect all our plan by special grace of Almighty God. However, make your own. Be doing it, be doing this. Just know that this is where you want to be at. So you start working towards it, but not having everything like a scrambled eggs in your head. Like it's like, no, no, no. You write down, and then that means you're working towards a goals, and make sure that your goal is smart. Let's go to the next question. So, which most time the we all know what smart goals mean. Set something that is achievable, something that is realistic, something that is time bound. Okay, in 5 years, in 3 years, in 4 years, I want to be this, I want to be that. That's how I think this stuff should actually work. There's so many at times that I want to do things in school, but I don't have money to do it. So I'll just try to just cut down. I no longer cut my clothes according to my size again, because according to your size of the problem, I cut the clothes according to the material that I have at hand. Do you understand? Or according to the design. Just look for a lesser design that you want to do. So when you have money, you go lower on your budget, on your need, so that you can achieve it. Don't worry, we're going to get there by special grace of God one day. We might not be there yet,